Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. Take you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2013 Ford Hybrid Fusion Hybrid. I actually have 3 of these right now. This is the silver one. Very super clean inside and out. This one is really clean and it looks really good. So this was not owned by your crazy neighbor down the street. This was a government fleet vehicle. So some highfalutin government worker got to drive this thing around. They didn't tell us who. They took really good care of it. Looks like it's been kept inside. There's no fading or oxidation on the paint or the black trim or any of that stuff. Looks like it came out of the factory 6 months ago. Looks really clean. Glossy mirror finish exterior. It has tinted windows. It was not law enforcement or anything like that. It was like some department head got to drive it around. Maybe it was their company car, but they did take good care of it. So this is the Fusion Hybrid. That means it gets really good gas mileage because it's got the hybrid technology. When you're driving this car around town, the engine will turn off 20-30% of the time, meaning 20 to 30% of your driving that's not using any gas. So you're sitting in traffic, pulling up at stoplights, the engine turns off, but the air conditioning and everything still works. This is the 2013, and Ford has been doing the hybrid since many years before. They had the hybrid Escape, was their first hybrid. This is the second generation. So it's not like technology that they didn't understand. This is a really nice one. It has the keypad on the driver's door here. This cut touchpad that Ford is unique to Ford. They've had these for years. They're really cool. If you remember your code, they'll keep you from locking yourself out of the car. Now this one has cloth interior and no navigation. If you want navigation, you want Apple CarPlay, you want Bluetooth streaming, this does have Ford Sync, so it does have Bluetooth. But if you want all the state-of-the-art radio equipment that you would get if you bought a brand new car for $50,000, you don't want to pay $50,000, we do offer custom stereo installation. Go on the Crutchfield website, look up the stereo that you like, and we'll give you a price to install it. So if you're financing this car, you can include it in your payment, or you can get a price from a stereo shop near where you live and see how much they're going to charge you to install a stereo that you like into a Fusion, and we can do an allowance if you're financing, so that it doesn't have to come out of your pocket. So if you want a custom stereo, there's several ways to do it. Even if you're financing, there could be an allowance made in the contract so that you can finance your new stereo if you want to change the stereo. But this one works really good. You don't have to change it, only if you want to change it. The back seat looks like nobody ever sat back here. It's really clean inside. Even the passenger seat is clean. We even can put leather in it if you wanted to, but that's another $1,200 if you wanted leather. At least $1,200. You've got rear air conditioning vents, you've got rear power outlets, rear cup holders. Looks like it's never been used. This is the hybrid. It's not the plug-in hybrid. Ford also made a Fusion Energy. This is not the Energy. The Energy has a plug-in port, so that means this one has a much bigger trunk space than the Energy. Now there are a few small little dents on here. I did give my paintless dent removal guy a call, and he will come out and he's going to work on those dents. He just hasn't got here yet. We filmed this before he had a chance to get on it, so by the time you come and see it in person, those will probably already be gone. So the Fusion Energi has a smaller trunk. This one has a bigger trunk. You can put some suitcases back here. It's pretty deep. The back seat folds down, so if you need to make a trip to Home Depot and get some longer cargo, you can fold the rear seats for additional trunk space. Let's see if you get a spare tire in here. You get a tire inflation kit. No spare tire. You do get a tire inflation kit with the car. Because this was government fleet, there's no past due or late DMV registration or back taxes on it. These drive around with exempt, tax exempt license plates on them. It's still an exempt status, so there's no late fees or penalties. Let's take a look at the tires. So as I open the hood, it's really clean under the hood. 50 state emissions. It's a hybrid. This is a car capable of outstanding gas mileage. I'm trying to show the official EPA fuel economy rating, the new improved super accurate ones. Let's take a look at the tire. Tire front, excellent tread. The rim, no curb damage, because this was a government vehicle. Doesn't look like anybody went home from the bar. Almost perfect right front rim. Excellent tire tread. Right rear, I don't see any damage on the right rear. Here's a video of it. Excellent tire tread. Come over here. Left rear looks really good too. Very clean car. So we're driving the Silver Fusion hybrid. This one has 82,000 miles on it. It's very clean. This is probably the one that is both the cleanest, nicest, and lowest mileage, in my opinion, of the three that I have right now. It's a Fusion hybrid, so it's not a base model. This is the top of the line. When you look at the dash, you might think otherwise. This does not have the Ford touchscreen giant screen on it. But if you were buying a 2013, that'd be old technology anyways, because technology changes so fast. If you don't like the stereo that's in here, now this is a nice stereo. It has Bluetooth, it sounds good. So Bluetooth music streaming and Bluetooth hands-free phone, so you can answer and hang up your phone from the stereo. But it does not have a backup camera, so if I slip it into reverse, there is no backup camera. We can add a touchscreen Apple CarPlay stereo with a backup camera. That's an additional charge. If you want that, we can do it. You can include it in the transaction. Go on the website crutchfield.com and browse the stereos. I mean, some of the stereos are like $200, $300, $400 for a nice touchscreen stereo with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then you would need an adapter to adapt it to the radio and air conditioning display here, which would be additional cost to install it. You can take a look, see what you're interested in, and then if that's something you want us to do, let us know. Talk to us about it. So I'm going to take you on the test drive portion of this vehicle. We just backed up really nicely. I'm going to back it up a little bit more. Backing up. No backup camera, but excellent visibility through the mirrors. So let's go test drive it on the freeway. So we're gonna get on the freeway here and give you an acceleration demonstration as we dive onto the freeway. test out the cruise control. Hands off, car goes straight. And we're gonna make a left. This is the morning rush. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. So there's people rushing around all over the place here in Southern California. It handles really well, and when you accelerate, you get power from both the engine and the electric motor for a very quick 0 to 60 time. Almost like a turbocharger. It accelerates really fast because the electric motor is accelerating you together with the gasoline engine. So we're gonna set the cruise control. Gonna back off because there's a truck in front of us. Gonna go around it. I'm driving with the cruise control buttons here. My feet are off the gas pedal. And hands off and drive straight. Smooth and straight. This has really nice tires on it, almost brand new Goodyear tires. Smooth, quiet, steady ride. Hybrids are generally a little bit quieter than other vehicles. I have excellent visibility. The mirrors have little wide angle mirrors built in from the factory. And we're just cruising along at a modest 70 miles an hour on the freeway, while cars pass us at 90 in the morning. There's a lot of crazy people here in California. So we're gonna get off, exit the freeway now. We're not using the radio because of this video is on YouTube and there's copyright regulations, but the stereo does sound pretty good. And we're getting pretty good gas mileage right now. This one has little leaves that appear as you save fuel when you drive around. We got quite a few leaves on the screen, but right now I'm not getting any trouble out of the driving of this vehicle. So I'd just like to point out one more time, this was owned by a government agency. As a government vehicle, it was well maintained, and the drivers were held responsible for their behavior as government employees. This was not necessarily owned by a crazy neighbor down the street. Done. 82,106 miles. That's super low miles. So if we do the math, 9 years old, sorry, 82,000 miles divided by 9 years, that's only 9,000 miles a year. Super low mileage on this vehicle, and it's a hybrid, so it's capable of saving you lots of gas. And this is super clean. Clean. If you don't like the stereo, we do offer at an extra cost a small installation fee, and plus the cost of the stereo, you can change this for the state-of-the-art Apple CarPlay, Android Auto capable navigation system with backup camera. Now this is Ford Sync. This is the Sync 1 and Sync Basic. It has Ford Sync, it has the Bluetooth streaming and Microsoft Sync functionality. So it does have a nice stereo in it. Unfortunately, because of YouTube rules, I cannot play a lot of music. I have AM playing right now. Everything on this car seems to work perfectly. You've got all your little buttons overhead, your mirrors. The headlining on this car is clean. I don't see any fingerprints by the seat belts. We did have it detailed, but it was clean to start with. The center console. You have a USB port to stream your music and the line-in port as well. We have the owner's manuals. We have 3 keys. You see 2 keys here, and the 3rd key is in ignition. So this car comes with 3 keys at this time. We haven't lost any yet. So that's really helpful. Those are probably the 3 original keys. You have automatic headlights, so the headlights come on automatically in the darkness and go off automatically in the daytime. You have a trunk release button right here if you want to see the trunk, and you got your glove box, traditional glove box right here. It's a nice car. The back seat looks like nobody ever sat in it. The floor mat looks like there's never been any feet there. It's really clean. I think the driver who was driving this car was wearing those fancy hard-soled shoes. So there's a little wear in the driver's area, but there's no wear and tear anywhere else. On the driver's carpet and floor mat, there's a little wear and tear from the heel of the shoe, but we didn't find any Cheerios or spilled anything in here. This carpet looks so clean, like you could eat off the floor. Go to my website, see if this car is still available. The website is mybestcar.com, and the company name, if you're going to pay a check, your check goes to the order of a buyer's choice. Very, very clean Ford Fusion hybrid.